Are you stuck? What about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for 30-minute moments as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. It's time to celebrate that life with 30-minute moments.
Welcome to 30-Minute Moments. I'm your host, Alena Chapman, and as you know, this show is all about the ease and betterment in your life. And how do we do that? By the nuggets. We give you little nuggets, sometimes not so little, that you can start to take the steps to reacquaint yourself and with the life around you in a new and better way. That's what this show's all about. Now, as I was driving in today, I started to think, why is it we always have to talk about the light and only the light and always be in the light? It's like we are scared of anything that we deem as dark. And yet, in a lot of history, and even in the Tao and Buddhism, light and dark have to be together. Remember the symbol of the black or the dark fish with the light fish, and in the like the little circle, meaning peace. It's the combination of dark and light, and often, and even the sun and the moon. The moon and I notice how the girl is always dark. And the man is always white. Well, really, the sun is always active, doing, and the moon is introspective, the darkness. But let me tell you, why do we want to have them together? Is because it is really the whole picture of acceptance. And it's the whole picture of yin and yang. We can't put our heads in the sand and pretend that everything is wonderful, wonderful when it's not. We cannot think that we can achieve greatness and live in the light if we really don't like who we are, or we live with the labels. That's taking the dark and stuffing it down and hoping it disappears. But if we can start to say, okay, I've got to take a look at what I think is this darkness in my life, whether that's a situation, whether that's how you believe in yourself, or whether that's the relationships you have in your life. I got to take a look at this, and I've got to kind of do some introspection. I've got to go into the world of the moon, of the yin, of the darkness, and I've got to take an honest look. And from that, my light will grow stronger, and they'll be together. We're never asking you to ignore and put your head in the sand. No, it's more of a revelation. And before you know it, that darkness, it turns just as valuable as the light. Okay? So that's my thought for you today. I have wonderful thoughts when I drive in to the show. So today is Ask Alena. So let's talk about some questions. And Kayla has some very interesting questions this time. You guys are good at asking some really good questions.
Well, we kind of got a funny question this week too, but I want to save that one till the very end.
Oh,
and I can't wait to make you answer it.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I'm so excited.
So you have to hang on to the end for that one.
Okay,
but we'll start with the more serious.
Okay.
And this is directly to our text back line at 46862. As always, if you want to text Alena about anything, and these questions will indicate that. You can ask Alena anything.
Oh my, I hope I'm up to these.
You can text her at 46862. And Alena, the first one says, and I'm just reading it verbatim here, how do I balance my business and my family? It sounds like to me by saying my business and my family, this person might own their own business.
Yeah,
not
an entrepreneur.
Quite sure,
yes.
But that's the question. How do I balance my business and my family?
That's the age-old question that so many people want to know. And actually, you left one out. And also you. So there's three things. And I'll tell you, it can be difficult. I have my own business, and I feel like I work, especially right now, I feel like I work all the time. But I also I'm a mom. I'm a single mom of 3 boys. And I really do have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries, and you have to stick to them. That is a discipline. I'll tell you, one time I took my kids on a trip to Florida, and it was supposed to be our vacation. But while I was down in Florida, my team said, "Oh, the cameraman's down there. You should do some videos, ... So I actually did some videos. But those videos took the whole afternoon. And my kids were furious. And that was a very valuable lesson. And on top of that, if Alena is going 24/7 in her business, which she loves, but I get very tired, and my cup just goes empty. And so I don't have any room for my kids. I don't have anything to give them. I have to go into renewal. Every day I do a little bit of renewal. And then I set boundaries. There are certain times, I even put it in my schedule. 3 o'clock, I go and I pick up my son. And that's just a given. At dinner, we have it at 6. So if I have a webinar at 7, we're going to have a dinner. And it doesn't even matter if I order in, but we're going to have a dinner together. Birthdays, mark it on the calendar, I'm there. Special times on the weekend. Sunday is our day. And I will not do anything on Sunday. You have to be firm. And I know it's hard because your business needs you, but so do your kids, so does your family. It's willing to shut off at a certain time from the business and be the mom, the wife, the personal person who feels renewed. I also take time to renew myself every day. Because if I don't, I'm not good to the business, and I am not good to my kids. And that comes in the morning. I do my morning connection of gratitude, a short meditation, and then looking at my day and organizing my thoughts around that day. Who do I want to be? How smooth do I want this to go? What else do I need to add? And that helps me to feel connected with the day. And I'm able to handle all the surprises. And then I always set some time up in the day to do a meditation. And that meditation doesn't mean I have to sit down and go, in my little sacred space, because sometimes I'm not home in my sacred little space. So what does that mean? Well, in the Tao, meditation doesn't mean you are always in that total Zen breathing. It means taking a walk, being in the present, noticing the leaves on the tree, noticing the brightness of the green, noticing the smile on people's faces. It is being totally in the present and not judging, allowing the thoughts to just come in and leave. Beautiful green, beautiful sky, beautiful feeling, and just being. And that in itself gives you a different perspective and a renewal and a peace. And so I always set some time, whether I am home or out, to do that type of meditation. It is very important to keep the balance, and it does take discipline. But let's put it this way. Our businesses are important to us, or we wouldn't be doing them. But so are our kids, and those moments we can never get back. And so are we. Because if we are not at our optimum, both of those go right down the drain. So we really have to be structured, and we have to keep that structure. And that's really what it is. And if you really want to know the secret, I am not structured. I am a free spirit in so many ways. But in this way, I have made myself structured. And it's very important. It's very important, and that's why I do it. And if I can do it, Miss Fly Butterfly, then you can do it too. Okay, I hope that answered. And if you have any more questions, please ask me. I love helping. And this is 30-Minute Moments. And we're doing Ask Alena today. And your questions are the nuggets. So we will be right back.
You're listening to 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments. And this is for the ease and betterment in your life. And today is Ask Alena. And I'll tell you, these questions are really cool. We just answered one about keeping that balance in life, between business and kids, family. And then we always forget about ourselves. So I covered that too. Now we have another question coming up.
Yeah, and just a reminder, if you'd like to ask Alena a question as well, you can always text her, put Alena at the front end of your question, and then text it to this number, 46862. And don't forget, Alena, my favorite question of this week we are saving for the very end.
Oh, she's very excited.
Let's put it this way. It's a little personal, okay? Folks are getting a little personal with you. But we'll save that one for later.
Oh, my. Oh, gosh.
So our next question, I had to do a little digging for this one because here's exactly what it said. It said, Alena, you have really got me thinking. I think my problem is I'm just not impressed anymore. And this text came in from your show last Sunday. Wow. Here on WOWO. So what I did is I kind of dug back into your show from last Sunday to try and identify exactly what this person was meaning by not being impressed. And I don't know how well your memory is, Alena, but last week you talked a lot about just being creative and being inspired and being inspired by other people and nature and music.
Yeah.
And this is when that text came in.
Yeah.
And let me just read it to you one more time. It says, Alena, you really got me thinking. I think my problem is I'm not just impressed anymore. And I know that's not technically a question, but I still feel like it's something that you can address with this person.
I think he wants to.
About, not being impressed at all.
Yeah. And what is that all about? All right. So we are doing this in the context of when you text. We kind of matched up the time of when you text and what I was talking about. And so I was talking about all that how fantastic the world is, the music, the everything. And okay, and I'm glad I got you thinking. That's what the show's all about. And I am so honored that you're listening to the show. Now, let's deal with this issue of not being impressed. Not being impressed, what does that tell me? Well, that's telling me that you're looking for the outside. Okay, so when we're not impressed, and after we've lived for a little while, I've heard older people, I don't think you're older, that's not what I'm saying, but I do hear this very commonly from older people, I'm just not impressed anymore. Okay, well, that's because you're looking for the outside to impress you. You're looking for people to impress you. Well, I don't think they care. And music is what it is. It's music. So when we say we're not being impressed, we're again looking for the outside. Now, how can you open that up? How can you open that up? That's the question. I think it has to start with you. And it takes a little bit. I love the Tao. I studied with Wayne Dyer, or I studied all his things for many years. And in his later years, he went to the Tao. And he did do a lot with the Tao, but not as much as I wanted. And I've been studying more and more and more. And I think more and more that we are constantly being impressed on, meaning social media, meaning ads. My gosh, if you watch TV, the ads are 100 times louder than anything else. In other words, everything is being shoved down our throats. And with that, I can see how you think that it is that level of being impressed. But let's just stop that for a minute. And let's just start thinking, what would it be to just begin to be quiet in our lives? okay? I'm bringing you back to basic. Just being quiet. And then just allowing yourself to take a walk and be in the total present of whatever you see. And don't take a walk on a busy street. Take a walk in nature. Go for a hike. Go canoeing. Go kayaking. Do something you like to do. Those are things I like to do, but whatever you like to do. And be at total peace. But here's the thing, and this is very big, and this is part of the Tao. It is being totally present. That means totally in the now. Now, this may take a couple times, and do not pass judgment. Aha! So when you see, say you're kayaking and you see that fish come by, you don't register, oh, that's a beautiful fish, or that's yuck, I don't like fish, or yuck, that's a catfish, or whatever it is. You don't add that value to it. All you say is, oh my gosh, a fish. And here's what's going to start happening the more you do this, is that you're going to see another side of life. But it has to be done in a way that takes away all the stimulation. And it's like you're rediscovering a different way of living. And it's really powerful. All of a sudden you'll drive, when you go through a drive-through, how many times do we drive through a drive-through? We never even notice the landscape there. And yet, when I was driving up, I was getting a latte before I got here, and I parked my car, and when I look totally at the bush right there, I could see the greenness, the magnificent greenness of that plant, which is just so cool. And the life in that plant. I know it sounds so simplistic, but it's really not. And what it does for us, it helps us to start to see life on a new level. And all of a sudden, you're going to find that you're not going to put up with the loud noise. You're not going to put up with things being shoved at you, because that's what desensitized you in the first place. And the littlest things, putting on Vivaldi's, if you like any Baroque music, which I do, so I'm using that, Vivaldi's Winter, all of a sudden your heart will just start to sing at the miraculousness of that creation. Who thinks of those? Who thinks of that melody? Your mind will start going to the incredibleness of somebody being able to tap in and bring out such beauty in this world. That's where all of a sudden your heart is going to fill. So allow yourself to go back. And I'll tell you what it'll also do. You're not going to want the noise anymore. You're not going to want the noise. You're going to start turning things off. You're not going to have to fill every moment, because before you were looking on the outside, every moment was filled with either news, movies, some kind of something being thrown at you. And all of a sudden, you're going to be breathing and saying, you know, that's too much. That's sensory overload. But what you do listen to, you will listen to in the present. And life will become more in the present. And you know, in the Tao and in other ways, the now is the only time that eternity, the universe, God, the Holy Spirit, whatever you believe, can touch you. It can't touch you when your mind's all polluted with noise. It can't touch you when you are thinking in the future. It can't touch you when you are in regret of the past, or you're thinking about what you're going to wear or whatever. It touches you when you are right there in the present. And that's, my dear friend, where you will find whatever you think impresses you. Okay? I hope that helps. And I really want to hear more from you because you're a thinker. I like it. So you are listening to 30-Minute Moments, and I'm your host, Alena Chapman. And we have another question. And Kayla?
It's my favorite.
Oh boy, she's so excited about this question. I'm a little nervous. We will be right back.
This is 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you find your inner self every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments, where you get that ease and betterment, and sometimes even more. And this is Alena Chapman. And I'll tell you, that last question, Kayla, was very impressive. I love when you guys are thinking. I love that the show gets you thinking, because that's why I do it. And to start just questioning the way you are now and how it could be. And that, my friend, is awareness. And when you have awareness, that's the key to everything. So now, Kayla is all excited about this. Dun, dun, dun.
I couldn't wait to ask you this question when it popped up on our text back line at 46862. I chuckled to myself a little bit. And I'll be honest, it is not a question technically directed at you.
Okay.
It's just a question out there, but I do, because it says your name in it, I do know it's for you. It says, and I quote, which you told listeners they could ask you anything.
I did.
So I'm going to preface it
I
with
wonder.
that.
Okay.
It says, is Alena single?
Seriously?
Seriously. It didn't ask you a question, but I mean.
That's so nice. Well, it is nice. It shows interest, and it shows they're listening.
Or are you going to answer the question?
I will. I thank you for asking. That is very sweet. However, I'm not married, but I am in a relationship right now. And he does seem pretty darn cool. So
Do you think he texted you making sure that you guys were, on the same level, on the same page?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think it was him.
I'm just
that would
teasing
be
you,
funny.
Alena.
No, I don't think it was him. However, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But he is, yes, I'm already in a relationship right now, and it looks like it's a keeper. So, but I thank you for asking. But, we should talk about that, Kayla, shouldn't we? All right, let's talk, well, not about my love life, big deal, Although, it's been a journey. And I'll give you an aha moment. How's that? I have met a person that challenges me with his little questions. And he's very smart. And I love a person who does that. I love it because it gets me to grow. And so he sent me this text that was incredible. He's also a poet. And when I wrote back, I wrote really nice, but when he got me on the phone, I diverted it. I didn't want to get too close. I didn't want to go there. Why? Because I've diverted my whole life, that kind of thing, with a relationship. Interesting. Here I am, but I'm growing too. So, but he challenged me. He said, you just deflected it. And I said, I did? And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, well, then just get me back on it. And he said, no. No. And so when he got off the phone, I thought, this is bad. I always deflect when it gets I want that deep soul. We want things in our relationship, but are we willing to grow to be it? That's what I'm saying. So I want a relationship that it is at the soul level, but yet I'm deflecting it every time. So yesterday I asked myself, and I said, okay, why is it I always deflect? And I actually did a spirit writing, which means I sit down and I put the question at the top and I just write. I just write. And what comes out, and it comes from the depths of me. And oh my gosh, I was scared of hurting someone because I had hurt someone when I was 21. And so if I keep it at that level, nobody gets hurt. Interesting, isn't it? And I even talked to him last night, and I read what I Spirit wrote. And it was very revealing, and that was hard for me. But you know what? He accepted the challenge. He accepted helping me in this growth. And I'm thrilled. I couldn't ask for more. Sometimes we have to be willing to be challenged, and we have to meet the challenge, and we have to find out why we are doing the things we do. But then we have to be brave enough. And it took a lot for me to read my Spirit writing. I mean, it took a lot. That is my depth. You know, it's everything. But when you take that leap, oh my God, it's incredible. You have to be brave. So that is it for Ask Alena. Thank you for that question. I know you only asked if I was single, and you got you got everything. But you helped people understand something very big. But I'm sorry, I'm not single. If you have any questions and you want to get more in depth on things, Ask Alena is it. And so just text me at 46862, and I will go into depth. This is not something I get guests to talk about because there's not too many out there that do. And also, I also want to say for all the people who are watching live, ask the question, and I'll be happy to also include that in the show. So if you're interested to look up more, go to soulmanifesto.com or listen to more 30-minute moments, or just text me at a text, and I'll help you. This is 30-Minute Moments, and I'm Alena Chapman. Stay connected to yourself, stay connected to the soul, and definitely to that fantastic source. Namaste.
This has been 30-Minute Moments featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.